bullshit of having to wander through town and talk to a bunch of useless NPCs.
But I like doing that.
Well, at least in this case, you only talk to maybe 2 or 3 useless NPCs and maybe 2 or 3
Alexis?
useful ones.
That's a girl's name.
Lol.
Maybe it's spelled or said differently. Who knows?
Oh yeah, I should mention, this soundtrack, the soundtrack of Unleashed was actually done by the same people who did 06.
Well, good on them, because 06 had a kick-ass soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
That's very true.
Anybody who says so otherwise,
Well,
your
Let's
mother
have-
would be very disappointed in you.
can we please not mention mothers?
No. Alright. Fair enough.
Anyway, hello, Gregorios.
Great, I make a Scott Pilgrim joke, and guess what? He calls us pilgrims. Now, the shrines weren't actually... I don't think they were actually in the...
They weren't. They weren't.
In the PS3 version or anything like that.
No, they weren't.
Because I recall it being quite a bit different with like just this one field area with portals.
It is. And now we get to enter the Gaia Gates. In the PS3 360 version, this track coming up only plays once.
And when is that?
It's in Missouri.
Ah.
Might be of use.
You know, actually, this reminds me,
And Sun tablets were not in the PS3 or 360 version, were they?
No.
I remember at one point finding this cute little promotional video for Unleashed called Night of the Werehog.
Oh, I love that short. I love that short.
The horrible things they do to Chip in that little animation.
This is kind of spooky, huh, Sonic? If it was just me, I'd be too scared to go in.
Get off my screen, chicken wuss.
Okay, basically, these Gaia Gates, pretty much these are the hubs.
That door's glowing, Sonic. Maybe that means it'll open now.
These are pretty much the access to levels. It also has hidden stuff here if you get enough sun or moon medals. They are fairly important.
Mm-hmm. And of course, this is the only Gaia Gate where Sonic is in his normal form.
True, true.
Here we go! First actual level.
We don't count the first act of Apatos around these parts.
Apatos.
Apatos, okay.
Yes, welcome to Windmill Isle Day.
Now, what is
And already
Apatos?
got some badniks.
Mm-hmm.
What is Apatos based on, though?
I believe it's based off of Greece.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's got the style.
Yeah,
This
basically,
is classic Greek-style architecture right here. Definitely.
yeah, basically that's what all of Unleashed's locations are based on. Locations are all around the world.
Because technically you are supposedly running amok on an alternate Earth.
Well, you're on the planet Mobius still.
Oh, this is a Mobius game?
Well, yeah, well, they've always been that way.
I must be thinking of the animated series then. Because I remember at one point Sonic and company got thrown to Earth.
Yeah, that's what you're thinking of.
And note, those reaction commands don't appear very much, and on the plus side, they're always the same, so... Screw up. You just have to remember the sequence, and then you're fine.
And be careful, if you get hit, you lose a lot of rings.
But at least you don't lose all of them.
True.
Which doesn't make a comeback in the newer Sonic games after this.
Actually, it did. In Black Knight, you'll only lose 20 rings per hit.
Yeah, well, Black Knight's not exactly what I'd call a traditional Sonic game.
It's a storybook series game.
Even so, it's a good game still.
Which, oddly enough...
That's my point. That's my point for why you don't lose everything in Black Knight, is because it's not... You're dealing with opponents that actively run at you and try to hurt you. So you kind of need the protection the rings afford.
True, true.
Whee!
Now, stumble animation, go!
Derp.
It's a weird glitch that happens whenever he's...
I gotta admit, though, his model in this game, in this version, is not that bad. Whoa.
No.
It's definitely not like his Heroes model.
Well... The only difference between the PS2 and the Wii version is that the Wii version has a higher resolution, so the graphics are actually... They actually do kind of come close to the PS3 Wii or 360. This game's a little lower on the par.
Oh well.
Well, it is an old gen. It is previous gen, remember?
True. And of course, we are hearing the boss battle theme of the day stages.
Which there's very few day stage bosses.
Well, actually, there's a boss for every continent, practically.
Yeah.
Well, except for Apatos. Whee!
And yeah.
Can you get
Will I get the? Will I get the S?
Come on, come on! 10 seconds to go!
But we'll fire apart, sir! Then fire apart that!
Woo! Just barely.
You wanna know how much I was off on the first act by? By 0.087 like seconds. Not even a second, it's like less than that. It's like, come on, you should give me the S rank, it's so close.
It's Resident Evil Clear A all over again. 26 seconds short of 2 hours. 260 seconds long.
Oh. Ah.
A new mission. Basically, it's a new tutorial of sorts.
Which, thankfully, if I recall... Ending powers go... Oh, no.
Now, the first night.
Oh. Another joke shows up here.
Is it Castlevania 2 again?
It's the same story, isn't it?
Basically.
Oh, I'm only going to do this once, so I'm not going to overdo it.
Well, of course, because it only happens twice.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, son.
What a horrible night to have a curse. Sonic, losing control. Roar!
For some reason, when he does that, it reminds me of, what was his super form in, Secret Rings? Darkspine.
Fine.
When the sun goes down, I turn into this?
Are you okay, Sonic?
Do you think I'm okay?
I just
Roid rage.
who sees me
And of course, at night, everyone is, well, you'll see.
Look!
what is
Everyone that's a baseline human minus Eggman is inflicted with the emo.
We're doomed.
But didn't you say the world would end and you'd still, eat ice cream and be
Look at those vibes. Look at those vibes.
Ice cream. How about some more of this super tasty stuff?
What good is ice cream at a time like this?
Oh, Dan Green is sad. Oh! Like this. Woo!
Sonic, your arm just stretched.
He doesn't even question it afterwards.
But it could be useful.
There you go. That's video game logic at its best.
Well, Sonic's had weirder crap happen to him before. He got sucked into a book.
Twice.
Myth style.
Which he actually references in Generations.
Which means that Secret Rings is quasi-canon.
I was speaking of Black Knight.
Oh,
Well,
ooh.
if Black Knight reference Secret Rings, I guess they're both quasi-canon then.
I mean, hell, he references Shadow when he fights one of the dragons.
I think he actually looks taller in Werehog.
Yeah, he's taller. He's built like a brick house.
He's referring to the fact that he's a bit hunched over.
Yeah, but even then!
I don't know. No one's around. Let's head back, Sonic.
Well, you gotta go talk to Gregoros. Or Gregorios?
Yeah. Night has fallen, and thus new abilities have been bestowed upon you.
I just recall that this lovely maiden pretty much told me that I had a curse. And then all of a sudden she said, "You're screwed."
Great. Next thing you know, we gotta travel all across the world to grab body parts, and just to remove the curse that might effectively kill us and still in the process.
On the other hand, we can actually play as Dracula through the Castlevania game. That'd be fun.
Oh wait, that already happened.
That's happened. Twice.
Soma Cruz.
3 times now, even.
I know you anywhere. Let's check
Huh. There's only one yellow fox.
Tails.
If it was a red fox, I'd be like, why is Tails in super form? Or turbo form?
Especially since outside of the classic games, there's only one Super Emerald, and that's the Master Emerald.
That's one something I wish we would have, the Super Emeralds in 3D.
Can't have everything.
But the closest thing we get to Sonic 3 and Knuckles is Generations. Thank you, Sky Sanctuary Zone. I am happy they brought that back.
Huh? Hey, you're back on the Sky Sonic again.
Yes, I am.
This light's so warm. It kind of feels like the
Well,
afternoon
duh,
sun.
because the horrible night was vanquished.
Something to do with the sun, Sonic? I don't know.
Whee!
You know, it's funny that a lot of people always dislike the sequels, like, of, like, you know, classic Nintendo series, but it's those sequels that actually led into the next generation.
Well, Peter's gonna hate.
Sonic? Maybe
Well, I
that
mean,
means it'll open
we
now.
wouldn't be having Ocarina of Time if it weren't for Zelda 2.
No kidding.
Considering
I
how
like
much...
Zelda 2.
Well, the majority is mixed. I can't hate it, I just think it's a little hard.
Get tired of switching all the time?
Just as much as I get tired of searching for emeralds and kicking Robotnik's ass, Chip. See you in part 4.
No!